Former President Donald Trump is facing an uncertain political and financial future as New York prosecutors weigh potential criminal charges against his company. The Trump Organization could possibly be accused of various tax crimes related to work benefits and perks. Now, lawyers say charges could be filed as early as this week. The former president slammed the investigation, calling Manhattan prosecutors, quote, rude, nasty, and totally biased in the way they are treating lawyers, representatives, and some of the wonderful long-term employees and people within the Trump Organization. So for more on this, let's bring in Wall Street Journal reporter Corinne Ramey. Corinne, thanks for joining us. Very interesting article that you and your colleague did. So we are learning now, when you were reporting, that the former president's lawyers really tried to make a last-ditch effort this week to push prosecutors to drop the case. Can you give us any details on their effort and how that went?
Sure. Lawyers for Mr. Trump and the Trump Organization, both last week and on Monday, tried to convince the DA's office not to bring this case. They said that these charges are unprecedented, that it's extremely uncommon and, in fact, unheard of to bring this sort of employee benefit cases against either a company or an individual, especially when it's only these sorts of charges without being part of a larger case.
So we mentioned that the Trump Organization could potentially be charged with tax crimes. What exactly do we know about this investigation and what prosecutors have been looking into?
We know that prosecutors have been looking into various benefits that Trump Organization employees received and whether taxes were appropriately accounted for on these benefits. The benefits include things like car leases, apartments in Trump buildings, and tuition at a private school where Alan Weisselberg, the CFO, where his grandchildren attended.
Yeah, when people hear tuition, we're not talking about like a few grand, we're talking about maybe like 50 grand. So it can really sort of add up. So how common is it, though, for a company to be charged with crimes like evading taxes? Because that is part of, former President Trump's lawyers' counter-argument, and even his counter-argument, that this is politically motivated, this is bias, because you never see charges like this against other companies. I mean, do they have an argument there?
It is true that this is a pretty, at least we don't know exactly what charges would look like, but that this is a pretty unusual case that, or at least the way we understand it, it's pretty unusual that you wouldn't typically see these kind of charges by themselves. The DA's office also has sort of a guidelines for charging companies. And I had one person tell me that the number one reason to charge a company is if they feel a company has been sort of uncooperative or not helpful in their investigation. And I think it's possible prosecutors feel that way here. Probably the best example of this would be the lawsuit that went to the Supreme Court twice, filed by Mr. Trump. And that did, delay things for months.
So you mentioned the organization's chief financial officer, Alan Weisselberg. He was the one who they're saying that his grandkids' tuition was being paid for, and that was a form of compensation that was not reported. They're really focusing on him. Can you talk about kind of his role in this case, whether or not he could connect any of these accusations to the former president, or perhaps his children who actually run the organization now?
Yeah, I think for months, prosecutors have been trying to gain the cooperation of Mr. Weisselberg. They feel that he's worked at the organization for a long time. He has a lot of internal knowledge and is sort of the key to perhaps charging the president in the future.
And what about his children? Could they be vulnerable? Because I know that, you know, they're the ones running the organization, and, you know, often when you see cases like this, it is the entity that is charged, and so the entity, if there's a conviction, is punished. It usually comes in the form of, you know, some financial punishment. Often executives and board members kind of skate through. But is there a possibility that his kids, that the Trump kids may be vulnerable as well?
I think we have no indication that the kids would be charged at this time. I think the investigation is almost certainly likely to continue, and it's hard to say what comes, you know, months from now.
So then what happens next in this process moving forward, whether charges are filed or not?
Charges are filed. Then the company or a lawyer for the company and Alan Weisselberg would appear in court. I think we can almost guarantee they would plead not guilty, and this part of the case would proceed. But prosecutors would continue their investigation, and the case, particularly this broader case looking at sort of bank and insurance and valuation of properties, that would, as far as we know, continue.
All right, Corinne Ramey, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.